Imagine this 6,000 years ago, you're roaming freely in a jungle, and all of a sudden, you have a tooth. You might think you're doomed, but you're wrong because you know nature's best kept secret beeswax. This brings us to our very first and oldest dental filling and the start of this video the history of dentistry. A much clearer evidence of dentistry come from Indus Valley civilization. We have found skull with tooth drilled using this, a prehistoric version of modern day erotters. Moving on to 3000 BCE, we get our very first toothpaste. In ancient Egypt, there is a medical text called Ibris Papyrus mentioning various medical recipes, including a recipe to make toothpaste with grind pumice stone and vinegar. Ancient Egypt also gave us our very first dentist. Hassere was a scribe working in Egypt in 2600 BCE. His tomb has encrypted the title the Chief of Dentist and Physician, making him the first recorded dentist. Moving on to Babylonia, we have found multiple stone tablets, and one of them aptly known as the Legend of Worm. This tablet describes a tiny blood-sucking creature living inside the tooth. These tooth worm theory become widespread for thousands of years across civilizations, including Somalia, Egypt, Greece, and China, and believed to cause tooth pain and toothaches. Babylonia was also the first, along with Hindu Vedas, to mention dental tweak. These are basically chipsticks with flare end, and modification to it lead to the modern day toothbrush. Moving on to our first ever dental crowns. The earliest evidence comes from Tuscan, modern day Italy. They have created surprisingly sophisticated bridges to replace missing tooth using gold wire. Even in ancient Rome, ivory and gold is used as an early form of denture. Romans also have a daily hygiene ritual giving us our very first mouthwash made of urine. Moving on to 14th century, we get our very first dental tool, the pelican tooth extractor. Discovered by a French surgeon, it resembled the beak of the pelican bird. Moving on to 15th century, Leonardo da Vinci was the first one to accurately map human skull and differentiate between the different types of tooth like molars and premolars. In 1530, the first ever book entirely dedicated to dentistry was published. The book was titled Archne Buchlin, which translated to the little medical book for all kind of diseases and infirmities of the tooth. But surprisingly, the book was not at all addressing dentists, but intended for barbers who provide such services. And that brings us to the bizarre word of barber surgeons. Yes, in Middle Ages, barber does not just simply cut your hair. They provide a wide range of services including hair cutting, bloodletting, minor surgery, bone setting, and tooth pulling. In fact, in 17th century Europe, tooth pulling is a form of entertainment. It's done on stage, in front of a crowd, and without anesthesia. And if that fact doesn't make you grateful to be born in modern era, I don't know what will. Moving on to 18th century, arguably the most important time in dental history. Pierre Fassad, universally known as the father of modern dentistry. He published his groundbreaking book, The Surgeon Dentist, introducing scientific principle in the field of dentistry. And remember this worm theory? He debunked it by scientifically linking the intake of sugar to tooth decay. He also emphasized on the importance of oral hygiene practices leading to the modern day hygiene protocols. So basically, he's the reason you have to brush twice daily. His contribution doesn't end here. He pioneered the technique for filling cavities, developed dental prosthesis, and even introduced the first ever orthodontic appliance. Finally, the century ends with the invention of first ever dental foot engine. In the same year, first ever dental chair was invented by modifying Windsor writing chair. Moving on to 19th century, which is arguably the most controversial century of the entire dental history, we get our very first dental college. The Baltimore College of Dental Surgery, opened in 1840, became the world's first school entirely dedicated to dentistry and certainly helped in formalizing dentistry as a healthcare profession. But it took us 26 years more to get our first female dentist. Lucy Hope Taylor became the world's first woman dentist, and to nobody's surprise, her journey was not easy. The Ohio College of Dentistry initially rejected her application because of her gender, but a professor in the college agreed to tutor her privately to encourage her practice dentistry. After a 5-year-long battle, the college finally waived off the sexist policy that prohibited women to be admitted in the institute. And that change made Lucy Hope Taylor the first woman in the world to be graduated from a doctoral degree in dentistry. Moving on to the most important gift of dentistry to modern medicine, anesthesia. Earlier, nitrous oxide, also known as laughing gas, is used for recreational activities, showcases as laughing chambers in public exhibitions. Dr. Horace Wales attended one such demonstration and noticed a volunteer on gas injured his leg during the demonstration but do not feel the pain. This ignites Wales' interest in the anesthetic properties of nitrous oxide to be used as anesthesia. On 11 December 1844, Wales self-experimented and successfully extracted wisdom tooth without any pain and declared it's the greatest discovery ever made. Emboldened by his success, Wales called his former student and associate Dr. William Morton to help him organize a public demonstration session at Massachusetts General Hospital. However, the demonstration failed because of the improper administration of the amount of nitrous oxide, and Wales was humiliated and booed by the medical student. After seeing Wales' public embarrassment, Walton vowed to find a more reliable agent. His chemistry professor suggested him to use sulfuric ether. Walton followed the suggestion and started testing on the patient. On October 1846, Morton organized a demonstration in the same hospital and successfully removed a neck tumor. Both nitrous oxide and ether are used as anesthetic agents still today, and Walsh and Morton are credited for their respective discoveries. However, both of them have a very tragic ending, fighting for their anesthetic legacy, and honestly, it could be its own video, so comment below and tell me if you want that. Moving on to another controversy, we get our first amalgam war. Amalgam is a dental filling made by mixing mercury with silver and other metals. Use of mercury raised some major concern about the safety of filling and divided dentists into two groups for centuries. Finally, while recording this video, the debate has been settled and a total phase out of amalgam is planned by 2034. The century ends on a positive note with a New Orleans dentist taking his first dental x-ray. Dr. Edmund Kells took his first dental x-ray in 1895, making him the father of dental radiography. Coming to the 20th century. The century showed the direction of dentistry shifted. Earlier, the central focus is toward repair. Now the direction shifted towards prevention, leading to more conservative steps such as in 1945, first time ever dental caries is recognized as a public health risk. In response, the first ever massive water fluoridation program was undertaken. This is the first ever public health program for prevention of any type of dental disease. The century continued to have some massive breakthroughs such as in 1908, GV Black classification system was developed. This system categorized dental caries into different classes and still used today by dentists to identify different type of caries. Dental fields start becoming more sophisticated and different branches of specialties such as orthodontics and endodontics were established. The first dental college in India was opened and dentist favorite high-speed rotating drill rotors were invented. And a tooth-colored restorative material, the composite, which is a safer alternative to amalgam, was developed, ending the years-long amalgam war. And finally, in the year 1965, the first ever dental implant was placed, which remained functional over 40 years till patient died. And this brings us today. the 21st century. It's like a marriage between dentistry and technology. We have interesting technologies such as CBCT that can create a 3D model of your entire jaw in addition to digital x rays. With technology like oral scan, we can say goodbye to the old and messy ways of impression taking. Moving on from 3D scan, technologies such as CAD/CAM allowed us to 3D print our dental crowns for perfect fitting. Lasers are reshaping periodontic by replacing scalpels. And clear aligners are clearly revolutionizing orthodontics. And if you're wondering what is the coolest invention of 21st century, it is this. A toothpaste that do not stick to the container. Again, on an unrelated note, please somebody give this technology to our makeup companies. And now, finally moving towards the future of dentistry. The future of dentistry seems bright by incorporating AI into dentistry. We can already see the use of AI in X-ray analysis and early detection of caries. AI-powered software are being developed that can give you an entire oral health report just by scanning your mouth. A team of Japanese researchers show very promising result in regrowing a third set of human teeth, which could offer a greater variety of choice for patient to replace missing tooth other than dentures and implant, and could certainly revolutionize dentistry. And finally, my favorite, a team of researchers led by Dr. Harvinder Singh Gill at North Carolina University is trying dental flosses as a needle-free alternative to deliver vaccines. And this brings towards the end of the video. If you are still here, thank you so much for watching till the end. I hope you enjoy it. Please comment below and tell me what do you like. And please consider subscribing. It's a new channel and I hope you like knowing interesting fact about dentistry.